Well, good evening, everyone. This is Mike Bass back again with another forecast update for you for this May the 9th, 2024. I'm hoping everybody had a great Thursday out there so far. Everybody has a great Thursday evening. Hope everybody continues to stay safe and well, and also enjoy the weather because it's the only weather you got. Okay, in tonight's video, we're going to be talking about your forecast for Friday and Saturday. Also, the weather radar currently across the nation. Also, take a look at the Watch and Warn Advisory map. Also, the Storm Prediction Center overview and the storm reports that came in this afternoon. And also take a look at the severe weather potential for your Friday, as we got something to discuss in this video. Alrighty, if you have not subscribed to my channel, make sure you smash that subscribe button today and you're in. Also, like these videos, share these videos, and let's go and get the show on the road here, folks. Alright, you can see here we got some showers and thunderstorms. From up here near Maine, down toward New Jersey, Delaware, D.C., the Carolinas, back into Georgia, Alabama, Mississippi, Louisiana, North Florida, portion of the Gulf of Mexico, also the Atlantic coastal waters, stretching into South Canada as well. More thunderstorms and showers over northeast Mexico, also into Texas, New Mexico, Colorado, portion of California, Nevada, Utah, and northern Arizona. Alright, in the purple area here, there's some mixed precipitation reported in Wyoming, Utah, Colorado, and northern New Mexico. And we have an area of some slight risk of severe thunderstorms in this area here across southern South Carolina, Georgia, and northern Florida. Otherwise, dry high pressure is in charge of much of Canada, also in the portion of Maine, New Brunswick, Newfoundland, south central Florida, also toward Louisiana, Texas, up toward North Dakota, Montana, Wyoming, to a portion of California, Arizona, Gulf of California, Mexico, Yucatan Peninsula, Jamaica, Cuba, and the Bahamas, and southern Florida, and the Florida Keys. Alright, all this activity for your Friday, May 10th. Saturday forecast now, as you can see, we got thunderstorms and showers from up here across South Canada, portion of Minnesota, also in Wisconsin, also in the southeast Canada, around the Great Lakes, into Michigan, down to Kentucky, to Virginia, also toward Delaware, D.C., up toward New Hampshire, Vermont, and also toward Connecticut and Rhode Island. More thunderstorms and showers down there in portions of the Gulf of Mexico, across northern Mexico, also into Texas, New Mexico, portion of Arizona, Colorado, Wyoming, Nebraska, Kansas, and Oklahoma, and a little bit of showers up here along Montana and the Canadian-U.S. border. Also, we have some mixed precipitation up here in portion of Wyoming, Utah, Colorado, and also into New Mexico as well. Otherwise, dry high pressure is in charge of much of Canada, across Newfoundland, New Brunswick, portion of Maine, also into Wisconsin, also down into northern Michigan as well, down to Louisiana, to Florida, the Carolinas, the Bahamas, Cuba, Jamaica, the Yucatan Peninsula, much of Mexico, also into Gulf of California, portion of Arizona, New Mexico, through California, Washington State, back to North Dakota, and also into portions of South Dakota, portion of Nebraska, and back down toward Louisiana as well. All of this activity is for your Saturday, May the 11th. Alright, here's the current radar as of 7:34 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. You can see here we have showers and storms over portions of the northeastern United States, from up here in portions of New Brunswick, portions of New Hampshire, Vermont, down towards areas of New York State, down to Pennsylvania, Ohio, back to Michigan, also Wisconsin, Illinois, Iowa. Then we got one cluster of showers and storms that brought some severe weather across South Georgia, across southern Georgia and southern South Carolina, as I moved into the coastal waters. We got these complex systems here from Texas to Arkansas, back over to Alabama. This will move through the area coming up on your Friday, which may bring a marginal risk of severe weather across the southeast and slight risk. We will talk about that at the end of this broadcast cycle. We got more scattered activity reporting in Montana, Wyoming, also in Idaho, also in Nevada, Utah, also Arizona, New Mexico, Colorado, also into portions of Nebraska, and also South Dakota. Alright, now let's move on to the Watch and Warn Advisory map. You're located across the nation. Alright, you can see we got some coastal flood advisory. Flood watches in effect for portions of New Jersey, Delaware, and also Pennsylvania and Maryland. Also some flood advisories over portions of Ohio, down into portion of Kentucky, Tennessee, northern Alabama, northwest Georgia. And also got some river flood warnings also in effect for portion of western North Carolina, portion of Tennessee, Kentucky, over towards Illinois, Iowa, down toward Missouri. also Arkansas, down in East Texas, Louisiana as well. We have some severe thunderstorm watches in effect for portions of Mississippi and Alabama. Tornado watch also in effect for southeast Alabama, southwestern Georgia. We have ongoing severe thunderstorm warning over Alabama. We have more severe thunderstorm watches over here in portions of Arkansas, back in the southeast Oklahoma, eastern Texas, northwestern Louisiana. Tornado watch in the yellow across central Texas with ongoing severe tornado warning there as well. We have a heat advisory, also a excessive heat warning across South Texas. Flash flood warning in effect over North Texas. Also, we have special weather statements for northern Michigan. Also in Iowa, we have freeze warnings and also frost advisories over portions of Minnesota and also Wisconsin. We have one county in Montana with flood watch. Also southeastern Arizona. Southeastern Idaho. We got portion of wind advisory, frost advisory, and a river flood warning there as well. Nevada, wind advisory over northern portion of Idaho, and a high wind warning here is portion of New Mexico, special weather statements to the north. And also we have a few areas in Colorado with some winter weather advisories, and one area of winter storm warning in Wyoming. All right, we have some small craft advisory, gale warnings in effect from up here near the Boston area down to the southeast coast, off the South Carolina and Georgia coast, and again up here in Washington, Oregon State. All right, we have some high surf warnings, special weather statements along the Hawaiian Chain Island, gale warning, small craft advisory to the south, flash flood watches in effect to the northeast and southwest in Alaska. All right, now the storm prediction is for today. As you can see here, you can see we have a marginal risk across portion of the mid-Atlantic, stretching back into portion of Ohio and also Indiana. Then moving across the south, that's why they issued these severe thunderstorm watches and the severe thunderstorm watches and tornado watches in effect, with ongoing severe thunderstorm warning and tornado warnings in effect there as well. All right, the convective outlook pretty much in line with the enhanced risk what they have put out there. Also marginal risk up here with a few isolated severe storms in that area, slight risk in the yellow, and general thunderstorms out here in portions of Montana down to Nevada, over to Nevada and also New Mexico, and also into the portion of South Dakota and also Nebraska as well, and also Iowa back to the New Jersey, Delaware, and also South Carolina as well. All right, you can see here at the current watches, there's a tornado watch in red over portions of southeast Alabama, southwest Alabama, back into Mississippi. Would not be surprised to see these severe thunderstorm warning may be issued over into Georgia later on tonight. Another severe thunderstorm watch also in effect for you guys in Arkansas, Louisiana, Texas area as well. All right, MDS discussion. Currently just talking about the current watches in effect. Storm report. Currently as of this recording, we had 2 tornado reports down across central and southeast Georgia. Wind report, we had 61, 0 with high. Most of the wind reports were in western North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, and also Alabama. A couple pockets over here in Texas. Hail report, we had 82 of them, and 19 were large, and they pretty much took place over here in Texas, also in Oklahoma. Also, we have 1 report here in a portion of Alabama, 1 in Georgia, and 1 in South Carolina, currently as of this recording. All right, fire weather. We have a fire weather concern for elevated risk for West Texas, southern portion of New Mexico, and southeastern Arizona. All right, let's take a look at the storm report from last night. I did not get a chance to show it to you. I'm going to try to get to that real quick before we go to the last cycle there. Saturday forecast as well. Alright, this is the severe weather from yesterday all the way up to midnight last night. Currently, we had 18 tornado reports. One was in, this was from yesterday. We had 1 over here in North Dakota, 1 in Nebraska. We had one in southern portion of Oklahoma. couple here in Missouri, also into Kentucky, Tennessee, North Carolina. If you would not be surprised, we have all these wind damage over northern South Carolina. I'm concerned that I think we had a tornado last night running from around Monticello area of South Carolina, which runs all the way to Elgin, South Carolina. The National Weather Service will be conducting a survey tomorrow, and I think there will be a tornado report probably issued for a portion of Newberry, Fairfield, and Kershaw counties in central South Carolina for that purpose. All right, wind reports. We had 362 of them, and you can see pretty much where they took place from portions of. We had one up in Iowa. Also, like a couple here in Texas, Louisiana, or Arkansas. Oklahoma. Also in the portion of Missouri, stretching all the way through Illinois. Also Indiana, Virginia, North Carolina, South Carolina, Tennessee, Kentucky, northern Georgia, portion of Alabama, Tennessee area. You had that in high wind reports. I know last night at my place here we had a high wind. We must have had winds of almost 60 miles an hour out here in where I'm at here in just northeast of Camden, South Carolina. All right, hail reports. We had 378 with 58 large. So that brought the total number of storm reports yesterday to 758. Not too far from 1,000 reports of severe weather. The large hail, like I say, pretty much took place up here around the Connecticut, Boston area, Iowa, Missouri, Oklahoma, North Texas, also in the portions of Illinois, portion of Indiana, also in the portion of Arkansas, and also into areas of Tennessee, Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina, for large hail in that vicinity. All right, now let's move on to the Storm Prediction Center. That was your storm report. Would not be surprised they could add a few more to yesterday's storm report, but just want to throw that out there as well. Today we only about 61 storm report, but would not be surprised to see a few more added to today's forecast as well, and again tomorrow as well. All right, you can see we got a marginal risk up here from La Crosse to Minneapolis, Minnesota vicinity. General thunderstorms up here from Grand Fort to Fargo, all the way down to Chicago, Milwaukee, Green Bay, also to Duluth. Got more general thunderstorms over here just east of Fresno, California. Also from LA down toward Las Vegas, Cedar Creek, Salt Lake City, Utah down toward Grand Junction, Durango, Colorado, Santa Fe, Albuquerque, New Mexico, down toward Fort Stockton, also Midland, Texas, also Austin. We have a marginal risk also down around the San Antonio area and southwestern areas of Texas. Also around Orlando to Tampa. Same from Mobile to Dalton to Columbus to Columbia, South Carolina, Charleston, Wilmington. Marginal risk of severe weather here. Also a slight risk from just south of Charleston to Savannah to Jacksonville to Tallahassee, Florida, and surrounding areas here. This is a slight risk for severe weather on your Friday. All right, tornado probability. This is where the tornado looks pretty. Maybe a tornado could spin up just east of Columbia, up toward the Wilmington area. Also down toward Charleston, Savannah, Jackson, Tallahassee, Dalton, south of Columbus. Also toward Mobile, Alabama, the Panhandle, Tallahassee, Jacksonville, just north of Orlando. Could be a 2% risk for a tornado. Damaging winds, 5%. That's from Mobile to Columbia to Wilmington, just southeast of Raleigh. Toward Charleston, 5% for damaging winds. Also up toward La Crosse and Minneapolis, Minnesota, and also towards San Antonio, just southeast of Fort Stockton in Texas. 5% toward Orlando, Tampa, and just north of Melbourne as well. They're at the 15% risk. This is from Savannah to Jacksonville to Tallahassee, and up toward the Charleston, South Carolina vicinity to see some damaging wind. Would not be surprised that this could ease up a little bit to the north. Would not be surprised to see that as well in later forecast. All right, Wilmington to Columbia to Charleston, Savannah, Jacksonville, down toward Orlando, Tampa, Tallahassee, Dalton, over toward Mobile. 5% risk for large hail. same towards the area around San Antonio, and points to the west for large hail in your vicinity. Alright, and also I said I would take a look at day number 3, as we do have a little small area of a marginal risk down in Texas. Alright, we got the general thunderstorm from Roanoke to Cleveland to Detroit. Also Cincinnati, Louisville, you in that. Corpus Christi to Brownville to San Antonio to Lubbock, Amarillo, Salt Lake City, Cheyenne, over towards Cedar Creek. Cedar City, excuse me. You're in the general thunderstorm. The marginal risk pretty much around Fort Stockton and southwestern areas of Texas. And your probability will be about 5%. And there it is right there. Alrighty. Well, I hope everybody enjoyed this video. Also like these videos. Also make sure you subscribe if you have not. Also enjoy the weather, because the only weather you got. Make sure you subscribe one more time again. Like these videos, share these videos, and also enjoy the weather, because the only weather you got. We'll catch you back in the next videos. Have a wonderful, wonderful Thursday evening, folks. Take care.